straight to our first speaker this morning, who is the wonderful JB Herrera. Now, he is an absolute guru. Can I call you a guru? Is that okay? He's an expert in everything AI. So over 3 decades, he's distinguished himself as a luminary in value-based business practices, seamlessly weaving his immense entrepreneurial wisdom into compelling narratives. With a style that is professional yet infused with warmth, JB masterfully blends storytelling with audience-specific algorithms, ensuring a deep connection to his messages. Attendees of his sessions particularly revel in his interactive hot seat segments where real-time challenges meet tested principles. At the heart of technological epochs, from Apple's Macintosh inception to the groundbreaking iPhone, JB's journey has been one of innovation and insight. Having founded 6 companies, 3 of which achieved monumental success, his story is rich with a tapestry of business highs, learning, and unparalleled expertise. Often termed a business alchemist, JB's magic is his unparalleled knack for synthesizing diverse industry solutions. His speaking engagements span pivotal topics in today's AI-driven landscape, including ethical business practices in the 21st century, understanding AI for decision makers, and how to use AI ethically. Whether delivering impactful keynotes or diving deep into workshop-style sessions, JB ensures thorough understanding and engagement. By inviting him here, we are securing an expert, a mentor, a visionary, and an impactful storyteller who bridges value-based business practices with the cutting-edge realities of AI. Away from the limelight, he hails from San Diego, California, with his wife, Kim, and their 2 4-legged kids, Trixie and Guinness. I am very honored to welcome to the stage JB Herrera.
Thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate it. And welcome, everybody. I'm going to compress what I can of all the things that I've been doing for many, many years into about 10 minutes. So please bear with us as we kind of go through this. And I know that there's going to be a series of questions that you're going to have moving forward. That's fine. We'll have places later on where we can put information into the chat, ask questions, and hopefully we'll be able to reach out to you soon and help you with your questions on AI. So anyway, thank you again, Lisa. Greetings to everybody here at the 33rd Global Live Speaker Summit. Again, my name is JB Herrera, and I'm the founder and CEO of Insight Driven Business here in San Diego. I'm here because I'm committed to augmenting human experience with AI technology, to show you as a small business owner how to use AI to create and scale your venture, generate bigger revenues in a short amount of time, and do it in an ethical and profitable way. So today, my goal is to show you how to use AI for a strategic advantage, not tactical, strategic. And I'll share with you a case study that is actually working right now with one of my clients, how we've been able to apply AI and in a very short window, say 6 to 8 weeks, have fantastic impact to their business. So with that said, let's go to what we're talking about here today. AI is here. There's just no doubt about it, right? In larger companies, and you'll hear about this with other presenters, there's a lot of time, money, and resources going into AI, and it's changing the nature of their game. In fact, if you haven't heard about it, there's a movement called Industry 4.0. It's the 4th industrial revolution and includes initiatives like the Internet of Things, big data analytics, intelligent physical systems, advanced robotics, and we've also seen it in AI-based cybersecurity. And while all of those things are interesting, it doesn't necessarily apply to those of us in the startup and the small business world. And if you're a coach, it means that guess what? The processes that you've used in the past are going to have to be completely redesigned to fit into this world of technology. So how does that apply to smaller companies? Well, generative AI, like ChatGPT, is used today to enhance copywriting, write emails, and create content. And you can certainly save a lot of time when you use AI in this tactical way. And there are literally hundreds of places you can go to learn prompting and how to use AI in this fashion. But this doesn't even scratch the surface of what you can do and how you can use AI to facilitate everything that you do in your business. So we know that people have been doing it for copywriting. We see that there's tons of those things that are sitting out there. But what are the bigger, larger, more progressive, smaller companies doing today? Well, those cutting edge companies, they're using it to write code. They're writing applications using AI. They're streamlining their communications and augmenting digital marketing. And really, really interestingly, they're conducting sentiment analysis. Now, what does that mean? Well, fundamentally, they're using AI to be able to understand exactly how their clients are feeling about their brand, about the product, about their service. It's enhancing their customer journey. So it's a huge new opportunity that you can use AI for to ensure that you can be on top of the next generation of your clients, because it's going to require you to have a different relationship with clients. So here's the problem, though. There seems to be a hesitancy for people to jump on the AI bandwagon. And what happens is this. Generally, we're not adapting to the new AI technology because we have tons of fear. The bottom line is there's tons of fear about being replaced, about being controlled. You've heard the story, I mean, Skynet, right? In the Terminator thing, dystopian futures. And now we're even considering the ethical concerns, the fear of, oh my gosh, how is this going to be utilized properly? What's bias like? So all of these are really valid concerns, but fundamentally, the really big issue is a skills gap, that we don't know how to utilize this. And really, AI goes broad, where the original industrial revolution was really about blue-collar workers. AI has the potential to change everything, blue-collar workers, as well as white-collar workers, the knowledge workers. It was said that technology would never be able to replace people, but now that's what the fear is. So the question is, how do we deal with that? Well, this is funny. Almost everybody would like to have an easy button. Press the button, save yourself time and hassle. And heck, that's my story. When I was at Apple early on, it was always about trying to save time and money. I was working 70 hours a week. And eventually, after doing a lot of different things from a technological perspective, I got that down to about 15 hours a week. But I didn't tell anybody because I wanted to enjoy the free time. I wanted to bask in the knowledge that I had completed all of those things. And it sure made everybody else think, wow, how's he doing all of that stuff? And still has the free time to go out. And I was playing baseball and playing basketball and doing all these different types of things. Well, guess what? You can kind of have your own easy button. Kind of. The development of AI technology can have a significant impact on your life, but it's not the easy button. It's an approach. If you approach this technology with a critical mindset and consider how it can be used to enhance your life in a positive way, it can facilitate you shortening the time it takes for you to do things. And we talked about some of the tactical things that people are using it today for copywriting, content creation, and those types of things. But it has the potential to revolutionize the way we live and work. But it's up to us to ensure that it's being used in a way that benefits everybody. So what does that really mean? Well, I have this theory here that your success is dependent on how you look at the problem. And I call it the innovation influence spectrum. So on the one side, on the far left-hand side, you can see there are individuals who tend to follow trends without much critical thought. They hide in the crowd and wait to see how things shake out. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just how people are. On the other side, on the far right-hand side, are the self-determineds. These are the folks who think critically, make independent decisions, and don't conform to popular opinions, trends, or fear. Now, if you kind of have an idea that I might sit on the right-hand side, if you remember way back in the day, there was a whole series of Apple commercials called Think Different. And I happen to have been blessed to work with some of the people who are designing that ad concept. So think different, folks. Get more towards the right side of that spectrum, because the closer you become in your head, in your mind, about becoming self-determined, you'll be able to utilize AI in a much, much better way. In my case, I decided to incorporate my 35 years of experience in coaching, mentoring, and in business processes and translate them into AI apps. Now, that's enabled me to assist my clients grow and scale. And they can do it sustainably and ethically, and still have that personal touch, because part of what I do on the AI side is incorporate those things, those components that are truly me into my AI implementation. So let's see how that works. This is, let's see, over here. There we go. There we go. Hi. So this is an overview of the insight-driven business AI process. It really it's a combination of 6 fundamental phases of activity that are critical for the success of any company. Notice that I'm not talking about how the tactical implementations are. Yes, you can use AI for the tactical implementations, but I've imported my processes into AI so that you can do in days and weeks what it took weeks and months and sometimes even years to do. And how do you think that's going to affect your business, right? Amazing. Now, I don't have time to go through all of this. I'm going to shorten everything, but I wanted to emphasize a couple of fundamental things. In guiding principles in the upper left-hand corner, you see what we do is we go through and define the process of your core values, your vision, and defining your ideal client. This ends up being the basis of your product and marketing strategies later. So once we have that in place, then we can focus on the right-hand side, business basics. And the business basics, we do a SWOT analysis, a pest analysis, and a swag analysis. You may not have heard of swag. Everybody knows SWOT. Pest is about political, environmental, sociological, and technical issues. So we now analyze the business using AI and market research methodologies to understand what's going on in your market today and what's likely to happen in your market in the future. The swag analysis is really a scientific wild guess, and we use that to determine that you're designing the products that will sell. The bottom line is that we use these AI-based processes to align your business for success. So there are lots of different things that I could talk about, but we're not going to go into those. What I wanted to do finally and quickly is share with you how it's working right now. So this is an actual client. I call them StressSoft. It's a software company. I'm under NDA, so they told me that I couldn't use their company name. But let me tell you what we've done. These problems are typical of startups and growing companies. Executive team, I call it infighting. They call it, disagreements. Yeah, well, there was a logjam of people, and they weren't making decisions consistently at the executive level. They had product features where, product features were going to be just added because they thought that they were cool. Okay, that's fine. They didn't understand their client and what the client wanted. So we have an AI process that walks you through all of those types of things. And that enabled us to develop a sales pitch. And it really focused us on a place where we could actually implement a VC pitch deck. So here are the results. I'm really proud of this. This is totally cool. So we've done in 6 weeks what normally would have taken them 8 months to do. And we don't have to redo any of the work. And that's one of the challenges with small companies and growing companies. They're on track to achieve its revenue goals because they've got their MVP already out into the marketplace, minimum viable product, MVP. And it's likely going to be that they're going to have their VC cash within the next three months, which normally would have taken them 12 to do. So the bottom line is when you use AI properly with critical thinking, when you're a self-determined person who takes it under your control, it can be your best friend. a tool that can help you achieve, again, in days and weeks, what it may have taken you months and sometimes years to do. And frankly, that's why I'm here. So I want to thank you for allowing me to be here today, Lisa, and for everybody here. I really appreciate the time. I know I'm scrunching everything up into a really small time frame. But I did want to give you some complimentary resources. I'll put these in the chat as well and on the Facebook page so that you have them. But we do have a free infographic. It talks about the process and the elements. There's 26 elements that you need to do to align your business. And I've written a 25-page ebook on understanding AI for business owners. You can simply go to the website and click the link to download that book. Anyway, enjoy the summit. I can't wait to hear the rest of the speakers. Lisa, thank you so much again for allowing me to be here. And I'm looking forward to helping everybody use AI to build the business of your dreams. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much for that. And wow, that was a real treat for us. It's our pleasure to host you today, to be kicking off our summit with all that wonderful information, and for those offers that you've given to our audience as well, that you're going to put in the comments. We're very grateful. There's a wealth of information, obviously, to still know from you. So if people want to get in touch, they'll be able to get in touch through the your contact details in the chat as well. So thank you so much for everything that you covered. Absolutely fantastic. What a way to kick us off. And we're going to keep going with this momentum, and we're going to be introducing our next speaker, who is coming to us to tell us about writing email copy with AI, and it's Brittany. Well, but Brittany, we're going to actually pause Brittany for a little while. Oh no, there she is. Hi, Brittany. Hi, I'm sorry. I thought I was going to pause you there, but no, you're ready to take this on and share with everybody what you have for us today. Now, Brittany is known as the Queen of Evergreen, and she's a creator of the AI Copy Club. Now, she is a former award-winning educator who works with entrepreneurs to automate their businesses for a regret-free life. Through the use of her Friday Off framework, she takes Fridays off and helps other entrepreneurs to do it too. We need to have a chat, Brittany. I love that idea. That's amazing. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what you have to share with us this morning. So please, I'd like to invite everyone, Brittany, to the stage.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for having me. My voice might go in and out a little bit. I've been sick, so I apologize. If there's something you can't hear, just let me know and I can clarify it. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here today. So today we're going to be talking about email marketing. And if you haven't been using emails in your business yet, this is the perfect time to start. Black Friday is coming up if you have an audience that's in the US and then other places as well. And so this is a great time to have a cash injection. Email marketing typically has 175% higher conversion rate than social, which is why email marketing is such a big deal and why it's so important to use it in your business. And so let's go ahead and hop in. I will be sharing my screen if that's all right, Lisa, so that I can show you. Perfect. And any prompts that I use today, I'll put in the chat as well, so you can use it too. And let's go ahead and hop into it. All right. So right now is the perfect time to start sending emails out, then nurture your list. When we're talking about nurturing your list, we're talking about adding a lot of value, reminding people who you are if you haven't emailed them in a while. What I typically find is that if you wait until Black Friday to start emailing people, that's when you're going to get a lot more unsubscribes. But if you start emailing them now, reminding them who you are, reminding them how you can help them, and just giving them something helpful, something valuable, something that's going to make their life easier right now, then you're going to have a higher chance of actually making that sale during Black Friday. So let's go ahead and talk about what those nurture emails might look like. So typically when I'm sending a nurture email, I want something that they can reply to, something that they can click on, something that they can take action on that isn't necessarily like click on this sales page. And so that might be, I want you to reply and let me know XYZ. I'll show you a few examples today. Or it could be, I made this calendar. So in our AI Copy Club, I made a calendar just to show people, you know, all the calls we're doing and extra trainings and stuff like that. And they loved it. And they were like, oh, I want to make something like that. but I just don't have time, or I don't know how to start. And so I had made it in Canva, and I said, I'll share the template if you want it. And so even stuff like that, what are the things that your audience is asking for that you've done that would make their life easier? Those are the kind of things we want to think about when you're sending something. And it increases that reciprocal, like goodwill kind of feeling, which again makes it easier for them to buy from you in the future. And it just makes you the person that's doing good stuff in the world, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and get started with the first email. What I'm going to do is do new chat. Now, typically, if I'm writing copy, I want to be using ChatGPT, and I'm going to be using GPT-4. Now, if you're using ChatGPT, the paid version, GPT-4, and you're like, I'm not really getting what I want, the other alternative that I found that I really like is Claude. Now, Claude isn't available everywhere right now, but if you're in a place where it is available, it's, in my opinion, it's very comparable to ChatGPT as far as how you use it and the kind of copy you get back. So those are my two favorite options to go to when I'm writing copy. And there's a few things I want to think about when I'm writing this email. First, I want to tell it what my audience is. And so I'm going to just pull up a few emails that I have that have my audience already in there. So let me just grab that real quick. I thought I had it up. Sorry about that. So I'm going to grab that real quick. While I'm doing that, if you have any questions, make sure you're dropping them below. One thing too that I'd recommend doing that I see a lot of people not doing is saving your audience. So you can do this a few ways. One, you can go to custom instructions and then add it in. You see that I have my turned off. If I'm writing for other clients, then obviously I turn it off, or I put their audience in. Also, sometimes I turn it off because it gets a little bit long-winded. So when I'm doing a presentation, it'll give me like this long explanation. I'm like, all right, I don't need that right now. So that's why I turned it off for this. But this is a great way to have consistency as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I'm going to tell you about my audience. And then I'm just going to copy and paste who my audience is. And then I'm going to say what I want it to do. I want you to, and instead of write an email, I'm going to have it outline an email. What I found is that when people have it write the emails, let's say they're like, I need 4 abandoned cart sequence emails, or 4 onboarding emails, 4 nurture emails. If you have it do all 4 at once, they kind of come out pretty crappy. And this is partly coming from somebody that's an email marketer and copywriter by trade, but also just as I've seen a lot of the patterns, that's what I'm seeing again and again, is that if you ask it for the outline first, you're going to get more of what you want. So I'm going to say, I want you to outline 2 pre-launch emails. And I'm going to do pre-launch just because we're preparing for Black Friday. I'm going to call it pre-launch, but I'm also going to specify that nurture my audience and start to bust objections they might have about my offer. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the offer that I'll have for Black Friday, AI to 100K, before I even start promoting it. So if I already know the objections somebody might have, like, I don't have time, I'm going to put that in here as well. Is if you are just starting an offer, or if you're editing your offer, it's a great thing to do to ask ChatGPT or to ask Claude, here's what my offer is, what are potential objections people are going to have, what are the reasons they're going to say no, what are bonuses that I can include that help reduce the amount of people saying no. So we want to kind of think about those things. So just for the sake of time, I'm going to say, I want you to outline 2 pre-launch emails that nurture my audience and start to bust objections they might have about my offer, AI to 100K, before I even start promoting. The biggest objections they'll have is, can I do it? And do I have time? Or I'll say even, is this the right fit for me? Now there are other objections, but I'm going to just focus on these 2 right now. So what I want to do in these pre-launch emails, these nurture emails, whether it's nurture before launch or just nurture in general, is I want to be thinking, what's that next offer I have coming up? And what objections are they going to have? I want to bust those objections before they even get to the offer, so that there's less friction between them and saying yes to the offer, assuming it's the right fit for them. So I have the biggest objection they'll have is it the right time for me? Or is this the right fit for me? And do I have time? So I want the nurture emails to bust those by providing, maybe by giving my time block calendar. This isn't a real thing, but let's just pretend it is. By giving my time block calendar in the second email and asking them what when I'm asking a question, I want it to be something that's easy to answer. So anytime you send an email to someone like a mass email and email marketing, and you want them to reply and you find that you're not getting as many replies as you want, there's a few reasons for that. One, it's usually because you're asking multiple questions. You're saying, let me know what your biggest challenge is and how I can help, or something like that. So it's multiple questions you're asking within that question, or you're asking a question that is that makes them feel shame, or it feels too big of a question to answer, like what's your biggest challenge right now. That one feels a little bit too big to answer often, and it's really quite personal too, so you'll find less people answering that way. But on the other hand, if you say like, let me know what you did or maybe what the best part of your week was, or let me know, in this example, if I'm getting them ready to launch AI to 100K, and I know that time is an issue, I might say, let me know how your schedule feels right now. A, it's super overwhelming. B, I have some time, but not much. 3, I have all the time in the world. I don't even know what to do with myself. So I'm going to give them a few options, 3 or 4 options, and ask them to just reply with A, B, C, or D. By doing this, you're going to get many, many more replies. And we want more replies because that's going to help us land in their inbox. When you get replies like that, it basically signals to Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, whatever it is, that, oh, this is somebody that they want to hear from. So instead of going to their spam folder, their promotions tab, it's going to go into their main inbox, which means it's easier for you to sell to them if they actually know you have an offer going on. So that's why we want to do that before those launch emails. So we have the big subjections, okay, and then asking them what their typical schedule looks like with A, B, C answers. Okay, so I'm just double checking. Did I give them, I said I want you to outline. I'm just going to capitalize this too, just to emphasize I really want that outline. And then I'll also say down here too, please create an outline. And just a reminder, you're going to get this prompt as well at the end. So you can take a look. Oops, you see I was using Dolly 3 by accident. That's okay, it's still going to come up. I forgot that I was pulling up pictures earlier. All right, so you'll see that it's creating the outline. It's also giving us the subject line. Now, often I will not use a subject line from ChatGPT because it's a little bit too long. This one, ever felt like there's no way out of the hustle? I did too. That's a little bit long. It's going to get cut off probably around here. My favorite tool for subject lines is subjectline.com. And so you'll basically put your subject line in here, click evaluate, and then it's going to tell you how it ranks. Now, this one will probably rank around 89 or 90, I imagine. Let's give it a try and see. The other thing about this is that it's going to give you suggestions on how you can improve it. And so if you're wanting to become the best email marketer that you can be, if you want to make more from your emails, this is a really great tool to use. Now, this says we got 100. That means that the things we did right outweighed the things that weren't great, but we can still make it better. So you'll see it needs subtle urgency. The length is too long, which I mentioned. It contains multiple characters, special symbols, the ... at the end. So that gave us a raise in how likely it is that someone will open it, and so on. So then you'll see some examples here. This is from ChatGPT. Pardon me. And then you can put more in here. It's free to use. Really, really great tool. All right, so we have the emails. It's outlining them for us. And I'm just looking to see if there's anything that I want to change. Now, typically, I'm also going to give it my writing style. The way that I give it my writing style is I take an email that I've written before that I really like, that I'm proud of, that I feel like that was a really good email, and I'm going to use that as a sample. Now, if you're like, I'm not a great writer, or I don't know what constitutes a great email, what you'll do instead is that you'll look at this topic, or you'll just look at a random topic that's within your business, and you're going to record yourself talking about that topic. And then we can take the transcript from there and upload it into here. And anytime I'm trying to get brand voice and get it on point, that's what I use, is I'll use my transcript because I write like I talk. And so not every brand is like that, but if your brand is like that, that's a great way to go. All right, so let's see. We have the 2 emails outlined. This is looking good for me. I'm going to go ahead and pull up one of the emails that I sent out just the other day, so that I can kind of give it my voice. And basically, I'm just going to say, great, now let's go ahead and write this email. I want it to sound like this. And so I'm pulling up one. I actually did a free calendar template the other day, talking about a summit that I was on. So I'm going to pull that. And here we go. So now I'm going to say, great, now let's write email 1. Now, normally I would have all of this in a document. I would really recommend keeping all of your stuff in a document, like your audience, your voice, sample email. That way you're not having to recreate it every time or go back and forth every time. So great. Now let's write email one. You'll notice I'm doing just one at a time. This does take a little bit longer, but it trains it much better. I also find that I can hand this off to someone on my team if I do it this way, and then they can just use that chat. If I try to jump right into it and have them do both, then it's keeping me in that cycle of writing all the stuff myself. Well, I mean, I'm still writing with AI, so it's still faster, but I'm writing it, myself. If I want to be in that CEO role in my business consistently, then I need to be able to look at what I can delegate. And this is a way that I can delegate it. So now, great. Now let's write email one. I'm going to give you a sample email below. Do not use the email for content. Use it only for style, voice, and tone. Use email one outline you created above to create the content of the email. And then I'll say, here's a sample email to guide you in voice, tone, and style. And you'll notice that I reiterate some things that I've said before. This is a little bit from my teaching side. So as a teacher, when I was teaching middle school science years and years and years ago, there were quite a few times where I'd have to repeat myself. And so I had to get really clear on what it was that I wanted. And then I would kind of sandwich in of like, here's the instructions, and then reiterate at the very end, here's the most important part you need to know. And that's kind of how it is when I'm talking to ChatGPT or talking to Claude. I talk to it like I'm talking to a teammate, or like I was a teacher talking to middle school science students who had a lot on their mind besides science. So I just have to make sure that I'm really clear on what it is that I want. I find that if I'm not getting what I want, usually it's because I'm not clear enough on my instructions, which interestingly enough has helped me become a better leader and clarify what I'm saying and clarify and just speak, I think, more clearly and to the point. So that's just kind of an interesting side note. I know a lot of times folks are scared about how AI might integrate in our businesses and stuff like that. But I've actually found it to enhance my business and my leadership and not take away from it, which is pretty cool. All right, now at the beginning we have, hey there. I will, just as an email marketer, I will almost always take that out. The reason is because that is filler. It's like taking somebody, if you're a real estate agent, you're taking someone to this beautiful home, and instead of walking them up like these marble staircases, you're like, and look at these trash bins. They're so big. You can fit so much stuff in there. Nobody cares about that. They don't care about the hey there at the beginning. So we want to jump in right away. All right. So the other thing I often find is that the hooks aren't usually very good the first time. And so I'm going to give it an example of what I want. Now you may think, oh, this is taking a while. Yes, but we're going to use this for all the other emails that we do so that we don't have to keep training it. And so I spend a lot of time at the beginning doing this, so I don't have to spend a lot of time forever. And like I said, I can hand it off to someone on my team. So we have, hey there, let me take you back to a time when business was my world, and not in a good way. I don't hate that hook. I am going to ask for one that's a little bit better though. I'm going to say, I'd like the hook to be juicier and more compelling. So interesting that they can't help themselves but read line number 2 also. Now I'm going to look at the rest. I was stuck in a loop, feeling like I was drowning in a sea of tasks, responsibilities, and goals. With every wave of work, I would think, is this the dream I signed up for? Now, typically when I'm writing emails, one thing that I hear people say is that AI can't replace human voice. AI can't replace human emotion. And I actually haven't found that to be true. If I want more emotion, what I usually will say is, I want you to go deeper into the human psyche. I want you to think how they're feeling, think how this impacts them. I want you to bring up so much emotion that it makes them cry. And I don't actually want anybody to cry, but I find that if I use that wording, that it brings up more of that emotion that I'm looking for. And there's been more than one occasion where I'm writing an email to my list, which is primarily parents who are entrepreneurs. And I'll be reading the email that it wrote, and I'm like over here tearing up because I felt what it was saying, and that's really what I'm looking for. So I was stuck in a loop, feeling like I was trying to see a task. Okay, is this the dream I signed up for? The idea of a streamlined, efficient business seemed like a distant dream, yet deep down, I knew there had to be a way out. Fast forward today, I look at my work and I think this is it. This is the dream. So I want to go a little bit deeper onto why this first paragraph matters. And for me, that's I want my kiddo growing up knowing that I'm there, that I'm present with her, and not that she's secondary to my work. And so that's something that I would add in, and I can ask it to add in, or I can add it in myself. Let's see. I really like this part, but I also see the weight on your shoulders, the late nights, the thoughts of, will I ever get out of this cycle? Now, this style of writing is very similar to how I write, which is why I gave it that sample. You really see it mimicking that sample that I made, which is good. Let's see. Now, the only thing that I don't love about this is that it's not that pre-launch email. It's already talking about the offer. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I'd like the hook to be juicier and more compelling. So interesting, they can't help themselves, so read line 2 also. I also don't want to talk about the AI to 100K yet. I want this only to be a pre-launch email that is busting the objection of, can this work for me? Without talking about the offer. Let's see. Now, I haven't really given it clear instructions on how to do that, so it'll be interesting to see what it comes up with the next one here. You've already proven that you can create magic with your clients. Now it's your turn to experience magic. Stay tuned. My next email will be diving deep into a game changer. Okay, so one thing I also see that it didn't do is it didn't give me that A, B, C, or D or option. So I'm going to say I want the call to action to be to reply with A, B, or C. To a question about what their current schedule looks like. All right. So here we go. Let's see what we get now. And Lisa, did anybody ask any questions? I'm happy to answer any while we're waiting.
I'm just looking at the moment. We don't have it.
Perfect. All right. So it's going to take quite just a minute to come up here. While that's happening, typically what I do next is I will copy and paste this into a Google Doc. And just for, in case this helps anybody, usually my Google Docs look like this. I'll say emails, and then I'll say what it's for. So emails, Black Friday, 2023. The reason I use that naming convention is that it's easier to find. I also don't put my emails directly into my email service provider because I've had too many clients, and myself also, who have like been working and the internet went out, or been working and something happens and you lose all the work you did and it really sucks. So don't just put it right in there. It also makes it easier if you ever decide to move email service providers, or if yours, for some reason, wild reason gets hacked. There's a lot of things that could happen. So that's why we want to do that. All right. Let's see. I see your late night emails, your endless to-do list, the weight of responsibility is K. Anna was a dedicated coach, felt buried under task. Today she's thriving. He's focused. What does your current schedule look like? All right. I think we need a little bit of a gap filler here. But otherwise I like it. I feel like it's enough that I could just edit from here. So now I'm going to say, great. Now let's use a sample email again for a voice, tone, and style, but not content. Let's write email number 2. And I'm actually going to pull the outline for this one. The reason I'm pulling the outline is that sometimes I find that people, or that AI will forget, or will just do a completely different outline. So that's why I just copy and paste it as a reminder. Let's write email number 2 as a reminder. Here's your outline. Okay. Now this is the one. The call to action should be clicking a link to get my calendar, clicking a link to get something of mine. So let's see what we get here. All right. Hey there, ever feel like you're racing against the clock? I used to look at my jam-packed calendar and think, is this entrepreneur's curse? Also always hustling, but never catching up. That's until I stumbled on my golden nugget, my time block calendar. It was like finding a hidden trap door in a room I thought I knew inside out. I like that line a lot. At first, the idea seemed overly simplistic. Just block out time for tasks. That's it. Okay, so it's busting the objection of like, okay, well, this seems easy, or this seems too easy. It's talking about how to use AI. I like that. And now here it's doing this. So it's mixed together, the first and the last one. And I think the reason that's happening is because I was on Dolly and not just the regular default. So I'm going to say, actually, I want my call to action to be to download my calendar template. Don't redo anything but the call to action, because I like everything else, but the call to action. There we go. All right, and it'll be done in just a second. Now this one is a little bit long, but if we take out this part here that I don't actually want in it, I think that we're good. You will notice that it does have more emotion than most of the emails you'll see. I'm going to show you too, just really quickly, what it looks like if we only do emails first and not outline. Let's see. Time block calendars, change my game. I've got a treat for you. Download my time block calendar here. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Perfect. So just so you can kind of see the difference here, we're going to go to new chat, and I'm going to actually use the default one like I meant to the first time. But this time instead, I'm going to say I want you to write 2 pre-launch emails that nurture my audience. Let's see. Okay. And enter, just so you can see the difference between the two. Now, typically when I do this, the email is a lot shorter. So let's see if it is on this one. One thing that I do find really interesting too about this is that as AI continually evolves, it's different every time. So for example, this one is a lot longer than normally what I get. Let's see. Time is one resource we can't create more of. The good news. What does your typical schedule look like? So yeah, this one, the second one kind of combined everything here. And it's not really what I'm looking for. It's also much shorter. It doesn't have as much of that storytelling element, which is what I really wanted. So the first one is also a little bit shorter than I would like as well. Typically with emails, you want to kind of change it up from short, medium, long. So not every email you need to send is long, but for my style of writing, I like to add that story in there, that human piece of it, that authenticity. And so that's why I like it to be a little bit longer and have more of that story. So this one, again, it talks about AI to 100K, which means that I probably shouldn't have mentioned it yet. I should have talked about the qualities instead, and then gone from there. So that's something that I would do differently next time. Now, once I have these emails, so let me go back to this one real quick. Once I have these emails, then I can ask it to turn it into social posts too. So now I'm going to say, great. Now please use email 1 and 2 to create 5 Instagram captions. These captions should be engaging. I usually say at least a paragraph long. I find that if I don't, it's super, super, super short. And I definitely want it to be a little bit longer. Again, that's just more of my style. So these captions should be engaging, pull from the content you've already created, and really speak to my audience. Do you need me to remind you who my audience is? Now, it probably doesn't at this point because we haven't gone that far into it, but I like to ask that every once in a while. If I find that it's writing an email or a social post that is way off base, where I'm like, where did it get this information from? Like, what is it coming up with? Then I'll usually say, something doesn't seem right here. Are you still using my sample email as a guide? Are you still using my audience as your guide? And it'll usually say something like, oh, no, I forgot. Now I'll see that I'm not getting exactly what I want, so I'm going to stop, and I'm going to copy this and paste it in. And I'll say, here's what I would change. I find that giving it feedback, especially if I know that I'm going to use this chat for a long time, giving it that feedback is really, really helpful to get what you want. So I don't usually use a lot of emojis in my social. Maybe I should, but again, it's just a style thing. Ever feel like you're on never-ending business treadmill? So the reason I don't want to use that is because I feel like I see the treadmill, hamster wheel, like I see those analogies a lot. So I'm going to say instead, I know what it's like to be working all the time, to feel like your family sees the back of your computer, or the back of your computer more than your face. It doesn't have to be this way, even though I know it feels like it does. There's more to you than your business, but unless you take care of more than unless you take care of more than your business, that's all you have left, something like that. I'm just going to leave it like that because I know we're about out of time. So I'm going to say, here's what I would change, press enter, and then it's going to use that feedback to create something that's more aligned for me. So now it's redoing it. Okay, so I like this. Well, I like it because it's what I wrote. There's a different way, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. Let's shift the narrative. Let's see, time blocking isn't just a method, it's a lifesaver. Unlock those hidden hours in your day. Then I would stop and I would say, okay, we're getting closer. But I don't want to use the word unlock, unleash, game changer, cherry on top, basically those words that we see AI using a lot. And then we'd go from there. Now, I know I'm out of time today. Thank you so much for having me. It was such an honor to be here. If you want to reach out to me, you can find me on almost every platform under Impact Driven AI. And I'll go ahead and share this chat right now in case anybody would like to use it. All you have to do to use it is you'll click the link. Well, let me share it here. That's not it. Okay, so I just realized I can't share it because it's under Dolly. I'll copy and paste it into a document. And then Lisa, if you can share it, that would be awesome.
Thank you, Brittany. That was awesome. I learned a lot. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I could have listened to you for many, many more minutes. But yes, we were out of time, but you covered so much in that time. Wonderful, wonderful tips for everybody. So thank you very much, and for sharing that, because I started taking screenshots, and then I was like, when you said you were sharing it, that's brilliant. I'm sure our audience will be very grateful. We'll move on now to the next speaker, and we have Valerie coming up now. Now, Valerie is an NLP and digital marketing. She is a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, and she uses strategies to help new online entrepreneurs win in the sales game. She has over 20 years of experience in advertising and marketing, and she co-founded an e-commerce site for locally made products. This combination gave her a unique process that helps businesses transition and thrive online. Her brain science selling framework has helped over 7,000 online entrepreneurs increase their revenue by as much as 42%. She is today coming to share with us some of her take on AI and ChatGPT. So Valerie, welcome to the stage today. We're so happy to have you.
So thank you so much. So I am actually coming live to you from the Philippines. So it is 10:53 p.m. That's why I was asking if this was EST, because this is I'm exactly 12 hours ahead. Yes. So Lisa mentioned that I'm an NLP practitioner, and recently, so NLP is for neuro linguistic programming. It also stands for natural language processing, which is a part of AI. And so it was because it's communication, because it's language, because it's linguistic, it was natural for me to actually get into the AI space. And recently we launched AI Business Solutions, which is a new company in Abu Dhabi. It's based in Abu Dhabi. So I'm here in the Philippines, have a business partner in the UAE, and we launched our own platform using the OpenAI API. So I'm going to share with you how I use it as an NLP practitioner and how it's important. Because, at the end of the day, AI is a tool. It's a communication tool. It's a language tool. As far as ChatGPT and all the other, all the other tools that I will be sharing with you today. So it's very important to go back to communication. So for everyone, so we have a live audience, right? So if you can just type in, if you're familiar with NLP as neuro-linguistic programming, can you type yes? Just so I know. But to give everyone an idea, NLP is neuro-linguistic and programming. So I'm gonna divide my 15 minutes into scaffolds. So NLP first, AI, and then Facebook. Because we will be using neuro-linguistic programming, use it for AI, and then the practical application is for a Facebook ad. That's the output. Okay. So neuro is our thoughts. Our thoughts are composed of what we call in NLP visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory, or VACOG. And this represents labels. So when we have thoughts, we have a visual for it. We have what we hear, what we feel, what we smell. And the way that we label these things, the way that we label our thoughts are based on our programming. So an example of this is a beach. Here in the Philippines, when you tell me that you're in a beach, my image and my label will be white sand, palm trees, hot. It's hot. But then if, for example, you're in Scotland, it's probably going to be rocky or brown or cold. It's different. And it's because of our programming. So the labels are important. Okay. And these labels, the linguistic, is what we will use as a basis for our AI prompts or ChatGPT or Midjourney, whatever generative AI tool that we want to use. So the first step for me, when you, Brittany mentioned earlier that you have to know your client, you have to know what their, what their feelings are. So the first step in the scaffold is that. It's actually that. So I have this. So for example, you are a fitness coach. In NLP, in neuro-linguistic programming, we have what we call the echo technique. The most powerful words that a client will hear are the words that just came out of their mouth. So you have to know, you have to really listen carefully what words they use. So for example, you're a fitness coach. What do they fear? What do they want? What are your clients' frustrations? What are their desires? So say, for example, they are, they don't, to me, I'm in my 40s. I want a fitness coach that is friendly, that's not intimidating, that will explain to me what's happening in my body. So because I fear that I will be talked down to, that I will not understand what they're talking about. So that's one fear, for example. A frustration is I don't understand or I don't have time. My want is I just want my old body back, for example. Or something that I fear, let's go back to fear, is my husband will leave me. So things like that. But the thing is, you have to ask them and use their words. Okay? Because those words are what is going to be the foundation. So I made an example, for the next step. Okay, so fears, frustrations, wants, and desires will depend on you, what your business is, and who you serve. So I prepared just so we can shortcut. We can shortcut because we don't have a lot of time. So you are a fitness coach, okay, serving women in their 30s to 40s who are looking for a friendly and approachable trainer who will help her achieve her ideal fitness. Okay, there is a framework for my prompts. This is PICS. Okay, so PICS, what does a PICS mean? Pics, because I love photos, I'm highly visual. Persona, instruction, context, and specifics. Okay, persona, again, so you have to know who you are, because in NLP, communication and the language that you use is not only externally, but also internally. So you have to know who you are, your values, which is also, part of a long process that I teach my clients and my students. So persona, instructions, context, and specific. So this is an example. You are a fitness coach serving women in the 30s to 40s who are looking for a friendly and approachable trainer who will help her achieve her ideal fitness. P, I, write 2 Facebook ads to target this market in the London area. So it's an example, just, a specific location that you want to target. C, context. Why are you doing this Facebook ad? In this case, because you can do conversion, you can do message ads. In this case, this is awareness. This is to introduce that you are now doing fitness coaching. So this is to introduce your business of fitness coaching. Basic, okay? This is very basic. And then ads sound friendly, because as we talked about earlier, the client or the target market wants somebody who's friendly, somebody who will, explain to her properly, not in jargon. So I said here, make the ad sound friendly, avoid jargons and complicated words. also include a scroll-stopping headline similar to our neuro-linguistic pattern of a linguistic pattern in a pattern interrupt technique. And then use the storytelling framework in an example. So in here, I inserted two other neuro-linguistic programming techniques. One is a pattern interrupt for a hook. What is a pattern interrupt? Pattern interrupt, like, you know, when we're on Facebook, we sell, as you know, we use our Facebook to sell our services, to sell our products. And sometimes, because that's all what our friends see about our business, about the products that we sell, they take us for granted. They hide us because sometimes they feel like we're selling to them. And so because of that, they don't see our posts anymore, even our personal ones. But a pattern interrupt, something different, something that you don't normally do. When you do that, immediately they will be like, oh, this is new. So it does two things. It boosts your algorithm because people will start coming back to you. And then second is you get the attention of the people that you want to get you to show your services or your business to. So that's the first. And then the second one that I included, Brittany also mentioned, make it sound more human. And part of that is using stories. So I included here, use a storytelling framework in an example. Okay, so I will be using, so let us copy, paste this. First is I will use Bard. Okay, you will see that even if it's like, you know, several tools, they have different outputs, and which is what's really fun about this, because you can choose. I like Bard personally, so let's see what it comes up with. Can you see my screen? You can still see my screen, right? Okay. Let's also use it for ChatGPT. Okay. So there I have Bard. So Bard is now, yeah. Okay, so Bard's slow. I have another one. Earlier, I mentioned that we started an AI business solutions company, and one of the products that we have is what we call Marites AI. So Marites AI is a platform which has several templates. So if you're not into, you know, really doing a lot of prompts, you can use all of the templates here. So you will see we have blog post contents, e-commerce, emails, etc. So we will use the social media template here under Facebook ads. Okay, so for example, fitness coaching is the title or the product name. Audience, women 30s to 40s. And again, we will use the same prompt. What is nice about Marites is that you can choose the tone of voice. So in this case, because I'm assuming, because I did not give any other prompt to Bard and to ChatGPT to make it funny, here I will make it funny. So we have texture. Okay, so we now have 3 different kinds. Let's see first the funny. Okay, so Marites is long. It gives us long copy. Okay, so this is Marites. All right, so ad number 1, stop scrolling and listen up, ladies. Hey there, fabulous women of London. Are you tired of sitting through complicated fitness plans and grueling workouts that leave you feeling like a mashed potato? So it's funny. It has an attempt to be funny. Introducing fitness coaching, your ticket to a fitter you. Okay, so, and then it has the storytelling framework. You and me sweating it out in a workout session while having a blast. I'll be there cheering you on, making sure you're having a blast and pushing you just the right amount. So it actually followed my pattern interrupt, hey there, ladies, and the storytelling framework. But it's very particular about, because I'm in my 30s, I know that if I see this, I will relate to it. Okay, so this is the funny one. The ad number 2, stop, drop, and get ready to rock your fitness goals. There's other tone of voice and also different kinds of creativity. So I just did an average. This is Marites AI. So let's go back to ChatGPT. So see here, ChatGPT is what you would expect. An AI, a generative AI, will produce. Ditch the struggle, let's rewrite your fitness journey. It's more straight to the point. Because I did not give it the funny prompt. Whereas in Marites, you know, you can choose. There's professional, there's friendly, there's witty, etc. But it's not bad. And what also is different from with ChatGPT is it has an attempt to put like the emoticons, the, what do you call this? These little stars, the flowers and all that, because that is also part of a pattern interrupt. When you add these emoticons, that's included, okay? And then here is if you have Bard is like an AI. The most AI kind. So if you have an expectation of what an AI write-up, an AI Facebook ad will be, in this case, it's Bard. Okay? But we're not done yet because a Facebook ad is composed of 3 things. And the marriage of these 3 things is what makes a fabulous Facebook ad that converts. So first is copy. Okay, the second is image. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back to our avatar and say and imagine. So this is woman. It's a woman in her 30s. Okay, so let's see. Now we will now ask. Where is that? There you go. I actually already included. Wait, here. So this is now Canva. Canva has DALL-E inside. Okay, so not only the copy, but you can also use AI for your image. So I said here, an image of a woman enjoying a healthy and balanced meal, showcasing the importance of nutrition alongside fitness. And when I did this is what DALL-E under Canva came up with. Okay, but the thing is, you can also ask AI for images. So let's go back to Bard. Let's ask Bard, what images do you think will perfectly match your this copy? And then this is the prompt that you will now use for Canva. Or you can use what it provides. Because Bard can also provide. See? We can also use the same prompt, which I already used. Marites also has AI images. So aside from all the templates that you saw, it can also provide images. So this one, if you don't like faces, you can use this. Okay, so it actually gave, I did 2 different kinds of prompts. So in Marites uses stable diffusion. whereas Canva uses DALL-E. If you're familiar, there's also Midjourney. So the difference between Marites and DALL-E, Marites is better with non-human images. So if you don't need a face, go to Marites. But if you need something that will look like a person, like an actual person, go back to Canva. Okay, because Canva can provide that better. Okay, now we go back to Bard. We go back to the avatar. Because what we want is, how do you now use, so first is the copy, the image, and then the next is targeting. Okay, if you're familiar with Facebook, it looks like this at the back end. Okay, so you have demographics, interests, and behaviors. So what do? You go back here, and then I will copy this. Now we ask ChatGPT, what demographics, behaviors, and interests would be ideal for this Facebook ad? Please give suggestions on targeting. Okay, so I have 1 more minute. This is it. So women, 30 to 49, location, London, United Kingdom, behaviors, interests. There you go. So put all of them together. You have copy, you have image, and then you also have your targeting. And all because the first step is identifying who your target market is, identifying their behaviors, knowing their thought process, knowing their programming, using it for AI, and then output is a Facebook ad. So that's it. My name is Valerie Fisher. Please follow me on LinkedIn, and let's connect there.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Valerie. I thoroughly enjoyed that. It's been wonderful so far. The speakers have shared such wonderful tips about a variety of things. I did have a few questions. I'm going to pop them in the chat actually, and we'll get to them later on because I want to move forward with our next speaker. But thank you so much for sharing all those ideas about how to write Facebook ads. And also, I love the way you used all the different platforms and gave us an idea of how they could be best used and what was good for what. So that was excellent. And you know, going back as well to Brittany, I loved the way that you were able to do that live demo for us. It was just fantastically valuable for people to be able to see, and you actually putting in the prompts and also see that it doesn't take that much time when you know what to do and you can get it done. So it's wonderful to see these live presentations today. Thank you. So moving on, we have got our next speaker coming up. And we are going to be hearing from Andre Lassiter, and he is he uses AI automation to help small and medium-sized businesses to grow. So he takes mundane tasks off people's plates so that they can focus on turning their business into an automated revenue generator machine. So bringing CRM and business automation solutions to everyone is his big speciality. So I can't wait to hear what Andre is going to share with us. Welcome to the stage, Andre.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa, for having me, and I appreciate that. And thus far, all the speakers have been excellent. And I kind of probably going to touch on a little bit about what everybody's speaking about. Let's see, in my presentation. So is it okay if I share my screen as well?
Absolutely,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So basically what we are, my name is Andre Lassiter. Who am I, right? I'm Andre Lassiter. I've been in IT for roughly 20 years now. Seen everything from the help desk side of things all the way up to managing cybersecurity and PCI, payment card industry compliance for one of the biggest cable providers in the US. So seen it all, done it all. Been a business owner, entrepreneur as well. We owned a franchise, You Break I Fix, here in North Carolina. So know that side of things. Is so kind of marrying the two, right? It was my background, business as well as technology, and that is frankly, where I aim to shine. Again, what we do is at MS3IT, we help companies increase revenue through AI-driven CRM and business front end and back end automations, right? And specializing, including workflow optimization, sales funnel management, and leveraging data for insights, right, to make informed decisions. The future of work is efficiency and is automated, right? So, what do we preach? Systems, systems, systems. And today we're just going to speak about 5 marketing gaps that nearly every business has and how to fix them. Let's see. So quickly, what we've got is how businesses can succeed this year and next year and the years coming, right? So we've got generating leads, consistently nurturing those leads, right, into bookings, sales, reviews, and repeat buyers. So what we do is we help to automate this process for businesses. Typically, businesses are using several different systems. We aim to concatenate that into one system, and that is where we shine, right? We help these companies, and people don't understand typically what's out there to do that or how to do that. And we like to, just as everyone has discussed, like AI can be used to do these things, and we help lead businesses down that path, right, to leverage AI and the technology to do these things. So, most businesses, local businesses, still don't have SMS capability. I know that's big in the US. In other countries, not so much, but we do have a WhatsApp integration so that we're able to automate things there. What we typically do is workflows, right, for smaller businesses with smaller budgets that are just starting out. And, you can have a sequence of campaigns that speak to your customer directly through SMS, whether they check in at your business. You gather their information, right? And you don't spam them, but you use technology to efficiently communicate and do things that were manual in the past, and also stay in touch, right? Because while email open rates are very high, SMS is even higher if you use it in the correct manner. And we can definitely help with that, of course. But with that being said, also most businesses miss a lot of calls, right, through Google My Business is a powerful tool. Companies actually, customers call you. They look you up on Google, see your Google My Business profile, and they'll call you. What if you missed that call? Does it go to voicemail? Does it ring forever on a phone tree? Which we have some automations for that as well. We design phone trees, but typically what our customers opt in for is the missed call text back. We're able to, we'll set you up with a custom number that replaces your current number. They call that number. Of course, it forwards to your phone system and your phones or your mobile phone, whatever you have, but you're able to text them back with a specialized message or workflow. If you do miss that call, so you don't miss that business. All right. So that speaks a little bit more about the messaging aspect. You're leaving leads on the table if you're not constantly and immediately communicating with your customers again. So when they hit, message, right, on Google My Business, what happens? Does it sit in the queue? Do you wait for it? No. With us, we're able to help out by designing either automated workflows or chatbots. Chatbots is a big thing that everyone's speaking about now, hot button topics. We're able to integrate that, right, for small businesses. A lot of our clients, small, medium, and large, right? So what that looks like, it's one of our primary bots that I'd like to speak about is, sales. So it does the sales for you. It has a personality, as Valerie spoke about, right? So it has that personality, whichever personality you like, we can tune it towards that. It delivers a sales link for your product. If someone still has questions, it automatically sets up a calendar invite. So basically what walks the customer journey through of saying, hey, I understand you may have a few more questions and want to speak with someone. It reads your calendar, right? You can set several calendars, but whichever one you choose for that service, it'll read that calendar and say, hey, we've got these 3 to 5 dates available. Great. Does one of those work for you? If it doesn't, you can say next Thursday. It's smart enough to know. and it'll tell the available times for next Thursday. They select that, everyone's happy. They get a text message, email reminder. So to you, your calendar books up on autopilot. So that's one of the ways that we help businesses there. Let's see, we're talking about, using AI as well to respond to Google reviews and leaving those leads on the table. Citations, right? So Google loves that consistent data. We were able to help with that, and you leverage AI and technology to bring that process come to fruition a lot faster. In addition to initially obtaining the customer, which is your cost per acquisition, we can help with that, of course. But what happens when you have that customer? Are you staying in constant contact? So most business owners, like I said, are struggling to manage several different pieces of software, several different outreach methods. We we do combine that into a desktop format as well as a mobile app, which you can see here. And you can manage your entire business. So all of your inboxes come here, right? Your LinkedIn for your business, your text messaging for your business, your missed calls, your emails, they're all in one place. Your social media as well. So, your Instagram, your Facebook, all of those messages come here and they're being responded to on autopilot, but you can keep track of it. And if you want to jump in manually, you can do so. You have that option, right? So most of businesses aren't set up to nurture well, but we can apply, templates and consistently follow up with clients and nurture those leads very well, as well as personal video, right? As you can see here. So also businesses, using the automations and technology, they're not really equipped to be on the go. So a lot of our clients are service-based businesses, especially, lawn care, pressure washers, anyone in that field. I have a lot of people that come around and they're using, larger known platforms, Square and things like that, right? But it's kind of clunky, and it doesn't tie back to a CRM for automation, follow up, all those things. It's not easy for them. What we aim to do is make that easy so that you can request the payments. You can send a text to your client to request a payment ahead of time, after time, as well as asking for that review afterward, right? But you're also able to use Tap to Pay on your phone. So if you're a small business, if you're a vendor at a shop, if you have a pop-up store, if you're going door to door, whatever the case may be, just like in the store, tap it on your phone. We've got you covered on the mobile app, and all that information is stored in your CRM, and everything goes out automatically, right? So as we spoke before, Google reviews, what happens after you've gotten that sale? Google reviews, we automatically, through AI and automation, are going to ask for that Google review in the words and personality of your business. Right, so we can help with that. You don't even have to worry about it, think twice about it. And you can see those opportunities where people are in the Google reviews and set up a structure to where you ask more than once, right? If that is part of your business structure. We, like to work with the business owners to fit in their culture. Let's see, most businesses don't consistently generate reviews, and reviews are the lifeline. Google, Facebook, you name it. Right. So you've got to be known, and people have to understand what you do and the excellent level of service you provide. And we frankly help with that. Right. We want to increase your exposure digitally all the way around. And we offer the services, of course, to do that. But we want to just educate people that these things are things that you need to do to build your business, and consistently, attract those new customers. And what are you going to do when you have those customers? Also, your existing customers, what happens when you have a database of 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, 100,000? Some of my clients, 300,000-400,000 customers. Are you constantly reaching out to them? Database reactivation. Maybe you have a whiz bang offer that you want everyone to see. Now you can drip out emails, maybe a text message, but more than likely emails to those clients that have shopped with you. And we can help you gather that data. Hey, when did they buy? Hey, we saw you bought this, 6 months ago. We have a really special offer for this, right? Based on tagging, to know what they're interested in. And it's automated for you. You don't have to think about, when that's going to fire and so on and so forth. Right. Let's see. And yeah, most businesses, like I said, don't reactivate their database. Just another slide to reiterate that. We can, within the software system easily, we can have that constant follow-up there. And of course, it's customizable for your business. All right. And let's see, most businesses also don't have a bolt way to SMS. I think we covered that as well. All right. And we're back to it. Just consistently generating leads, booking sales, reviews, repeat buyers. And we've got a little goodie for you guys. You can scan that QR code there on the screen, and it will take you to my V card. And part of what we do for our clients on that V card is you'll see a section that says, if you guys want to share now, we can put the link in the bio as well. And we typically design these for our clients, right? So of course, you can save your contact just as a typical one, but this is specifically designed to never miss a follow-up. So there's a bouncy button there that says, send me your contact information or share your contact information with me. I know you guys are familiar with that from popular brands and popular models, but the difference between ours is it goes into your CRM. So what's going to happen now is that 1 hour after you submit your information to me, you're going to receive an automated text. It doesn't seem automated. It's from me. I've designed it, but it's going to encourage you to book a call with me. And then if I haven't heard from you or if you haven't responded in a couple of days, it'll follow up. And then in a set amount of time, it'll follow up again, 5 to 7 touches typically before someone buys, right? So it's going to follow up with you 5 to 7 times within those 30 days. And if, it's designed in a way that it's non-intrusive. So at any time you can opt out, and anytime you don't have to worry about me bugging you, right? You can just say, hey, this is not for me. No biggie. We'll take it away. But it does encourage people to book time with you, or drives them to a product, or whatever the case may be. And yeah, if you scan that link, you are all set to connect with me, and I can give you a goodie, or we'll put in the show notes a way to get that as well, and a free course that we offer to business owners just for quick AI and automation to see what the possibilities are, and maybe able to discuss further. And that's all I've got for us today, Lisa. I appreciate it.
Well, if that's all you've got, I mean, gosh, what all you've got, that was amazing. And thank you for the freebie again, the free course offer. I might take you up on that for my business, certainly. I can see what the benefit of AI in your business is. And I'm very grateful, first of all, we had our speaker kicking off today, JB Herrera, who shared a lot of things that they do in their company to help small businesses and medium-sized businesses, and all the possibilities of AI that we now have, which is just phenomenal. That yourself, Andre, in your business, and JB Herrera can now reach out to businesses and help them with these strategies. And also there's just to tell us what we need to be doing in our business. Great info there about how we can elevate our strategies and the sort of things we can use AI for, decision making and messaging, and all of the value that it can provide to save time for everybody. So thank you so much for everything that you've shared. It's been absolutely phenomenal so far, but we're not leaving it there, folks. We have got more to come. And we have this afternoon our next speaker. Thank you, Andre, for that. Really appreciate it. And we'll try and get that QR code in the Facebook chat as well. So our next speaker is the lovely Lisa Brewer. And Brewer. Do you know that's my accent? I'm sorry if I said that wrong, sweetheart. But she is going to talk to us about the ethical use of tools within AI, and how it can assist us to deliver our message that we want to get across, and our transformative message. So they use ChatGPT with plugins, everything from blogs to videos, for clients and themselves, without worrying about plagiarism or copywriting issues. So using it ethically. And I think this is a really important point that we need to include today. So I'm so glad that you're talking about this today, Lisa. So she's going to focus on prompt engineering. And she's also got a little freebie for us at the end too. So I'm so pleased to welcome Lisa to the stage. Hi, Lisa.
Hi there, Lisa. Thank you so much. This has been fabulous. This has been absolutely great. And Andre, you're in North Carolina. I'm actually in Greensboro. I just moved, so we're gonna have to connect. Anyway, so my name is Dr. Lisa Brewer, Doctor of Metaphysics and Divinity, not a medical doctor, but I play one on TV. I'm just kidding. So I've started a few different companies across the last 3 years. One of which is Heart of Inspiration. I'm on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all over, right, social media. And that led me into becoming a transformational leader, an energy healer, so on and so forth, as an extension of some of the other things that I've been doing to helping people transform their lives. And then that led to Lightworker Academy, where we're helping people that just want to make this huge leap and huge change in the collective. And then here we have AI, right? Now I have been like, Miss AI, oh my God, no way. Like, get it away from me. I grew up on Terminator and all. So you guys know what I'm talking about. So I was not really into AI at all and was really dead set against it. But it's not going anywhere. So I figured I might as well stop being so reticent and get off my lawn about it and just begin to embrace it. So I'm going to really like motor through a presentation that I do, and it's called Illuminating the Path. And so we're going to share this right now. Navigating that ethical landscape of AI and entrepreneurship and authentic energetic transformation. No matter what you guys are doing, I don't care if it's coaching or if it's any other type of working with folks, we are all transforming someone, right? And so I want us to take this journey through technology, through authenticity, through spirit, and actually through healing as we begin to envision this world, right, where technology serves us, but it should never overshadow us. I never want us to feel at some point that ChatGPT or Bard or Hello Source or whatever, like Hello Scribe, that's what I use sometimes too. Like, I don't want us to feel like any of those things are going to replace our own innate human wisdom and our soul, okay? Because AI is literally a reflection of us, of human intention. It can inspire us, and that's exactly how I use AI for myself and also for my clients, because we just launched another business called InSource, and that's so that we can help you with that tech side so you can live in your zone of genius, right? Because AI has evolved so much from being like the flip phones to what we have now. I mean, we use AI in our very hands all day, every day, twice on Sunday. And the potential of it is absolutely mind-boggling. There's so many things that I can create a month's worth of content inside of about 10 minutes, at least the basis of it. But I really have to then, and it makes it much more efficient, right? But I have to be sure that we are utilizing it in a great way. Now, there's a lot of predictions and there's automations it can do, and I can ask, any number of various AI tools, from Google to whatever, and models to predict where's the next big thing, or what are my client base, what do they really need right now, but it lacks the soul. And I always want us to be sure that we are bringing our own essence, our own revelations, and the transformations that we have experienced, no matter what area we're in, business, whether we're in coaching, whatever it is, that you need to bring those to your clients, because that is where we can end up being unethical, is when we just take what ChatGPT or Bard or whatever gives us, we don't add anything else into it, and we can become so super dependent upon it, right? And I want you guys to understand AI is a tool. It should be guiding us and enhancing us, and not us allowing it to control us. And another thing I want you guys to realize is now both Amazon and Google, like all of the major platforms are searching your information that you put out. If you write an ebook right now and you put it out on KDP, it will run it through a tool and it will say, this is 95% AI generated, and it will not allow you to sell it. So we're beginning to understand and understand, and big companies are also doing that there is a major trust factor that we must always implement in everything. Trust is extremely sacred, right? And so we're using this AI, and as we're doing it, we got to be super transparent to let our audience know where our voice ends and the machine actually begins. So I might begin with it's like, oh, I need to talk about ethical uses of AI. We would call that in the woo-woo community a download. So I get this download, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. But I need to be very transparent with my ups and downs. I might type something in about create blah, 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 blah for me. But it's not me. It's not what happened to me. And one of my clients, Tamara Robinson, she is an alpha female love guru, right? She's all about passion and pleasure and intimacy, but for the powerful female. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to write a book, right? She's had this book rolling around. So we wrote the basis of it in ChatGPT and then gave it to Tamara and said, I need you to edit this. I need you to add your own energy. And then we created a workbook along with it, right? So now she can offer the book and the workbook in the midst of this entire program. But we didn't just take what ChatGPT gave us and just ran with it. Because if you've noticed, I know I have in a lot of emails I get, let me tell you something. If it starts with that same hook, I hope this finds you in great spirits. I know you just wrote it from ChatGPT and you didn't even bother to change it. And your audiences are going to begin to learn this. They know it by now, right? They can tell what's written by a bot and what's not. And you have to remember that your audience is seeking your wisdom and your revelations. So let it inspire, but never let it speak for you. Because I used ChatGPT to create the basis of this presentation. And I extensively then edited it. There are a lot of slides that I removed. There were some that I rewrote. There's some I redesigned because it had to be me bringing it to you and not ChatGPT, right? So I'm going to kind of really quickly get through this, and I hope it's not too fast, guys. I know I talk fast. When using AI, we have to keep everything aligned with your truth. And asking yourself, are you using it to amplify, or are you just trying to hide behind what somebody else writes? Never lose your own individuality and your own perspective, right? And I love putting your typing, your writing, your style back into it. But I also like keeping a lot of it on the outside for myself. There's some things I'm just not going to put into the machine, right? And so as you integrate your own journey, remember that your personal human journey is your largest asset. Every revelation, every quote unquote failure, every success, it is a gift. And we need to share these gifts with our clients, okay? That's what they want. The power of storytelling is immense. Okay. The fact that I can right now take a story, I can write something real quick, run it through AI, and on like what Brittany showed us, like all the posts and things or the emails, you could literally take that, run it through AI, put in the plugin with Canva and CapCut and Vox. And let me tell you what's going to happen. It can spit out for you 60-second videos that's already with, voiceovers and music. You probably need to change it, but I can get so much. What would that be like if I just take a really quick voiceover and share my walk, the revelation I got on my walk today and what I thought about creating a brand new business? It can be a catalyst for your clients to be like, yes, I could do that, right? It's as old as time to narrate, to build the connections, evoking emotions. AI can't do that, guys. We can't keep just leaning on it and acting like, oh, well, I wrote this, or, oh, I created this program, or, oh, I created this entire, you didn't. Don't lie to yourself and don't lie to everybody else, because they want to hear how your change, what you've gone through in your life. They want to get inspired by real life stories that hasn't died out, guys. It can facilitate a lot of healing. It can drive a lot of action. It can get people to do some amazing things. My client, Nicole Whittar, she's an artist, she's a healer, she's an author. We are right now creating a game that's a series of 7 quests together, and we're using some AI and we're using other things, but we're creating this game that's going to help you go through a healing process on each of the 7 chakras of self-discovery, self-healing, trauma healing. And we get to do this together and get to do automations and all these other things. But think of the impact that's going to have when you have on your app a series of quests and it's fun, and, you know, teenagers and whomever can just like, wow, this is great, right? One of my other clients, Cheyenne, right? She's a mother and she's a holistic healer. And right now we're not only launching a women's empowerment program, but her main goal is to help women that are currently with child and those that are going through postpartum depression and having a bunch of somebodies to talk to so we could work through this healing. She's not just taking the stats that she gets, she's putting in her own journey and creating an amazing, helpful program. So guys, and real quick, I'm not sure how much time I have, but listen, don't expect AI to tell your story, right? Pull your magic out of you. Work with someone like myself or anybody else on this panel. We can help pull the magic out of you so that you can get results, not only just for yourself, but also for your clients. You also can't expect AI just to sell your products for you. They're not going to. They're not going to do it's not going to do the marketing precisely. You got to put your own authenticity in this, right? It could write a lot of stuff. It could probably write things a lot better than maybe you and I can on a normal day. But if I don't put my own energy in it, it doesn't matter. It's not authentic. And you cannot expect AI to build your business for you. It can help automate tasks. It can help make things so much like just rote things, right? Easier. I love the calling and the follow-up, because I can be bad at that. But I love that. But I can't expect for it to build my business for me. Right? Now, listen, we live in an absolutely amazing age. I am so much more efficient. I'm so much more effective because I'm able to take certain things and run it through, like, oh, here's a bunch of things I got to do. Can we make a list? Can we make a schedule, right, for me so I could get these projects done? But it's still on you to achieve your goals and make your dreams a reality. I can't do that. No one on this panel can do that for you. That's on you. You don't, though, have to do it alone. Okay. Now, my gift to you guys, I'm so excited because this is I'm so sorry. I had that over there the whole time. This gift for, oh my gosh. And I'm so sorry that this is like small. I'll make it big. I'll make it smaller. It's too large. If you go to aigiveaway.lightworkeracademy.net and aiacademy.lightworkeracademy.net, and we're going to have that in the chat as well. And then I'll also post this QR code. My free gift to you is going to be this intro to transformational GPT content. Intro to transformational GPT content. Now, this is normally it's about a $200 offer that I'm giving to you guys completely for free. Okay. And what you're going to be able to do is go through a few hours and go from not knowing how to do any of the prompt engineering, or maybe you kind of know how to, but I go step by step on how to create and write each of those prompts, right? So that you get out of it what you wanted, right? You get great information out that you can share with your clients, that you can go in and edit a little bit and make it your own and help someone today through your message transform their lives. And hopefully they'll come and work with you one-on-one as well. Whew. How was that, Lisa?
Wow, Lisa, what can I say? Amazing, amazing. That gift also very, very generous. Thank you so much. We look forward to getting the QR code and your information in there. Of course, everybody, if you are wanting to contact with any of our speakers today, please do look for their contact in the chat and any of the links to the free gifts that being on offer today. So much wisdom just here in this chat today, and then you get the gifts on top. What a fabulous summit we've had so far, but it is not over. Oh no. Thank you, Lisa. That was fantastic. And now we do have another speaker coming to join us to finish us off today in our summit, and that is the lovely Stacey. Stacey Short. She is going to talk to us about how she uses it in her business. She is a transformational life coach. She uses it to create cohesive content for her blog, her social media, and her marketing. She's an Air Force child, and she earned a BA in psychology in 2002. Her life changed dramatically in 2008, sadly, when her son was born without an immune system, which led her back into the service industry for his care. Then in 2016, she battled deep depression after her brother's suicide. With professional help and medication, she emerged stronger. And in 2020, she pursued certifications in health, life, mental fitness, and clarity, dedicated to helping lost women. Stacey is a proud mum of 2 teens. She embraced her calling, publishing her self-love project and inspiring positive transformations through her resilient journey. I'd like you all to give a warm welcome to Stacey as she joins the stage. Stacey, come on up.
Hi, friends. No pressure being the last speaker, right? None at all. I'm not feeling it at all.
Not at all. You're going to be
all.
wonderful.
Not at all. So I love that Lisa just spoke, because I think I am an application of what it seems like she helps her clients do. So I am a transformational life coach. I have done a ton of therapy and a ton of healing over the last 9 years. And what I know to be true about myself is I have a perfectionistic pattern. And sometimes that perfectionistic pattern really stops me from creating content that I know I need to create in order to reach my ideal avatar, my ideal audience, which, by the way, I help women struggling with exhaustion, indecisiveness, and loss of identity due to putting everybody else's needs ahead of their own. So they feel anxious, overwhelmed, and frustration. And so what my perfectionistic pattern does is it makes it hard for me to start. But if I have a framework, then I can edit the crap out of it and make it my own, just as Lisa was talking about. And so I have a couple of tools today to show you what I use in my business. Also, side note, was recently diagnosed as neurodivergent ADHD. I'm 46. So this has been a lifelong thing, but hi, here I am now knowing this, and it makes so much sense now. So what I use AI for is the cohesiveness of thought, because what I tend to do if I am just left to my own devices is kind of meander, ramble, tangents, come back. And for neurotypicals, sometimes that's hard for them to follow and understand what my 13 side quests equate to the main story. So with that being said, let me show you some cool thing that I stumbled upon a couple of months ago, and I use extensively for my business now. So Lisa has these, this link. This is called Insight Voice AI. And I am getting to know the CEO. He is an amazing, amazing asset to me. I just had a call with him a couple days ago. I'm going to record on his podcast Monday. And so let me tell you about insightvoice.ai. What you do is you load in your avatar. So this user persona over here, women who are caretakers of any sort, middle class, mother, in a relationship, works full time, yada, yada, yada. description, women who are caretakers of any part, like that's what I just read, high ADHD, struggling with exhaustion. So the first half of what my niche statement is, what I just gave to you guys. And then the second half is the solution. So how I help them rediscover their resilience, uncover their self-worth, and build ultimate confidence, so they can take back that decision making and make an empowered and aligned decision that actually feels good to them, instead of being a people pleaser and saying yes when they absolutely don't have the bandwidth and need to say no. So that's the first thing I loaded in. And then what Insight Voice AI has you do is answer. My company name is A Few Short Minutes Coaching, because I want people to understand that it literally only takes a few short minutes of mindfulness a day to rewire your brain. So the first answer that I ever did was, what is A Few Short Minutes Coaching and how do you help your customers? And so what you do is you record in 5 minutes or less. So I'm allowed to ramble. I'm allowed to meander. I just have to keep it under 5 minutes. And if I don't like it, I re-record it. Now, this video doesn't have to go anywhere, but I also could download it and put it up as a short or a reel or wherever, right? But what this does is the AI comes, it takes the transcription, and it makes it cohesive. So this is something that it created for a LinkedIn post for me. And I have some defaults on here to maintain certain voices and goals of my posts. So let's just look at those real fast. So in LinkedIn, so the asset type are all of these, which he just added 4 in the last 3 days. So all of these are the assets that are available for you to use. And then the purpose: share professional insights, encourage professional discussion, announce job openings, promote video, whatever. Okay, so I usually stick around professional discussion on LinkedIn. Include emoji to yes or no. Valerie was talking about those being pattern disruptors and interrupters. So yes, I do. And then there is, oh, here it is, the type of voice. Now look at this, you guys. Analytical, authoritative, conversational, curious. I mean, you can manage who you are here. So for LinkedIn, conversational, empathetic, encouraging, that's kind of me at my core. Optimistic, also very me. And I just kind of left it at that. I could add more, I could detract, it doesn't matter. And so now the AI creates that. For my blog that's up on my website, it's a little different. So again, the purpose is usually educating the reader or encouraging discussion. Oh, this is not the right one. Hang on, sorry guys. Why isn't this letting me? Oh, don't know. There it is. Okay, let's see. Are you gonna work now? Maybe not. All right, let's try Facebook. That's not working either. Cool. All right. So anyway, any of these, I can change my tone. I can change the purpose. I can do any of that. And so you can see, you know, it is a little different. In Facebook, I have humor as a part of it too, because that is very much who I am. YouTube, it creates a script. Now, what we know about YouTube is either they like the shorts or they like long form. So these are about 4 to 5 minutes in scripts. So what I do is I accumulate them. I run it through ChatGPT, right? Sonic Bard, pick one, it doesn't matter. And I make them I tell it to make it cohesive. So I can make a long form script. And then I don't follow the script verbatim. I just bullet point, and I have it bullet pointed out. So I can make sure that I don't miss my main topics. Tweets I was using as shorts and TikToks as well, because what we know to be true is anything 15 seconds or under on those platforms perform beautifully. So this is what I use. Also on here, Matt has integrated a posting. So I can automate my posting through here as well. Now, this is new. He's working on it. So currently I use another application for that. But this is going to be great when it's done, because it'll be a completely integrative platform where I can create the content, post the content, be done. This also, you can manage multiple workspaces. So if you are a social media manager and you have multiple tones of voices, you can create that on each workspace in order to do this for your clients. So what I do, I do manage a couple of other coaches, social media. So I tell them, hey, record your answer to this question. And I give them the question that InsightVoice.ai has given me about their company, because it also generates questions, so I don't have to think of them. How can caretakers prioritize self-care? How can putting your needs first positively impact others? These are all within my niche, all within the content I need to create to reach my avatar. And so I have my clients record them. I come back, I upload them, and let the AI do its business, because what happens is it maintains my client's voice, my client's buzzwords that they use, their mannerisms. And I think, you know, what Lisa was saying, what Valerie is saying, is that you can't just use AI and expect people to resonate with it, because it's not you. It is some weird version of you. So try to craft it as much as possible in your you know, your voice and your characteristics and who you are as a person, so others can connect with it so easily. So that's the first thing that I use, which is just so much fun. And then also what I do has been a complete game changer. So total, I have a BA in psychology, 4 coaching certs. Like, I love tech. And when AI came out in December, I jumped on it because I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to like help me so much. And I've been one, like, I was 3 in programming the VCR. So like tech doesn't scare me. But what I know to be true for myself is my strengths don't lie in things like video editing. Not so great at that. And so what I have found now, my friends, is this amazing, again, AI-driven platform. It's called Opus Clips. Let's look. There it goes. Okay. And so I have a baby YouTube channel that I started about 6-7 weeks ago. And I am fortunate enough and honored enough to have had these amazing guests come on, various motivators, coaches, therapists. I've run the gamut of a healing space. And I've had these fantastic conversations with them. But when it comes to promoting that content and promoting my channel and promoting their interview, again, not so great at the editing to make clips out of it. So what you do is you upload that conversation, that video, into Opus Clips raw, and then you hang out and wait, and Opus Clips will send you an email when it's done. And it not only gives you titles, but it tells you why this clip has a chance of going viral above other clips. So this video effectively grabs the reviewer's attention with an intriguing hook sentence and follows clear and logistical progression. It provides a complete and relatable story, inspiring viewers to believe in their own potential for change. The topic is weight loss, and personal transformation is popular and relevant. And then it says, however, some improvements could be made by including a call to action for the audience. So then I know to put that in my caption versus trying to put it into what Tara and I were discussing, right? Because I don't want to diminish or water her message down. So the call to action will go in my actual caption versus trying to shove it into this clip. So what you can see is, here is basically what the script is. Now, if I go into edit mode, I can edit super easy by just highlighting what I want to keep in, what I want to take out, whatever. These words are highlighted, as you can see. It also drops emojis where appropriate, the correct emoji. I could also extend it if I wanted. This clip right now is 39 seconds. I try to I keep it all under 60. If I can get some under 15, even better. And so that's what I did. And as I went through and I edited this a little bit by selecting, see, I could delete that, or I could select and include that. And so Opus Clips has been a game changer for me. And so Lisa is going to be kind enough to drop Insight Voice and Opus Clips in the chat, in the comments. So if you guys want to go, if you have questions, DM me, or like I said, Matthew Curtis, the CEO of Insight Voice, has been like, he's just been so open and responsive to my suggestions, my questions, whatever. He's an amazing, amazing asset. So finally, the last thing that I do is I use the plugins in ChatGPT 4, like we've seen previously with some of the other speakers, to create some content for myself and for my clients. So I asked for ChatGPT 4 to condense all of this that you see me continuously scrolling on, and create it so I could use it broken down to bold topics, so I can actually go and then create social media posts. Then I implemented the Canva plugin. I do pay for ChatGPT 4. This is not available in 3.5. If you want the plugins upgrade, come on, y'all. And so it pulls it out of Canva. Then I click it into Canva and I edit the crap out of it, again, making it my own. So nobody's ever seen what I produced before for my clients, for myself. So it's new content, new aesthetics, and people aren't going to get bored because they've seen it somewhere else. And I am original because I'm not borrowing somebody else's content. So that's one thing that I do. You guys can see, I just take these and I edit it and I make it my own. But these are great, again, templates, because my perfectionistic pattern really stops me from going, oh, you're creative. So this is a way around that. It's a way to circumvent it and then develop my confidence at the same time of being a creative. And I just think it's a brilliant life hack for me. And so again, use Canva. I also use CapCut and Vox, like Lisa was talking about earlier, to create little 60-second clips as part of that. And then another thing that I do, let me get that one up, is I use DALL-E within that plugin on ChatGPT 4 to create covers for my ebooks. And so this one, please use calming colors, yellows and blues, nothing specific. It should align with the brand voice, which I gave above on the topic of stress management. It asks me some questions because I say at the end of my prompt, do you have any questions in order to create this content for me? So then AI spits out the questions that they have in order to adhere to my prompt as best as possible. So they asked and I answered, and this is what it put out. Now you can also see that it isn't perfect. So togethers, manage stress, breathe deeply. So I go back and I tell it, create one or two, and then I say fix the spelling, and then it does. So together we find, it didn't again, hold on. Together we find calm. There it goes. It takes it a minute, y'all. It's AI. It's not human. This is why AI will never replace humans. But you can see, man, this is a great start. So if you have any questions, please feel free to connect with me on any type of social media. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I am open to any questions about how I use this in my business. And yeah, thanks for letting me speak. And I hope you guys have a great day.
Thank you, Stacey. That was absolutely brilliant. I've got loads of notes from what you've just spoken about to help me. I think when people bring these little hacks that they've used to make things quicker and easier for them. It's so powerful because, you know, someone's just used it and now they're walking you through it. So really, really grateful for all of those that have been shared today, not just Stacey's, but everybody has shared the most magic content about AI and ChatGPT and all the others. As we know, there are many now. And I actually wanted to ask a question with regard to what you just said, actually, Stacey, with when you mentioned about the upgrade where you can do ChatGPT, where you can have the free version, or you can pay the upgrade and go to ChatGPT. Chat.
Yeah, 4.
You know the one I'm talking about, number 4. And when you do that, what are the extra things that you can get that you can't get in the other one? Because I think also earlier, Brittany was mentioning some things in hers, and I wondered at the time whether they were in the free version or in the paid.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me show you guys. So they're not in the paid. They are in the $20 USD a month. But if you're in the US, write it off on your taxes. It's a business expense. So you can see right here, there are a ton of plugins offered. So if you go to the plugin store, you can see AI PDF, ask the code. I think JB was talking about it, writing code earlier. Browse OP, so that's for Reddit. Chat with the PDF. So you load a PDF in and then the bot acts like it's the PDF. So you can ask questions of it. Again, more codes, diagrams, a document maker. Those are just the popular ones. So you can go through here and look and see what you need for your business. So for me, currently, I've got Canva, CapCut, Visla, Wikipedia. I don't know where my box went. I'm going to have to reinstall that clearly. But there are a ton of things in here. So just kind of go and click through, and they're super easy. You just install it. And then after you install it, right here, you click on the one you need or click them off. And then you use it using Canva. Whoops. Create blah, 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 blah. A social media post about transformational coaching. And it'll pop it out. So that's how you get those plugins there. And I'm glad I did the upgrade because the difference from 3.5 to 4 is it's 100,000% better because of the plugins.
Yeah, absolutely. And are there other things as well as the plugins that you get as an incentive to go for the 4?
I feel it's kind of faster. I feel like 3.5, or they used to have token limits, like word limits that you can use in a month. I'm not too sure what it looks like now because I'm not worried about it now. But I know when I was only using the free version that I would pretty much reach my limits every month, and I'd have to wait for it to like re-up. So I was like, yeah, this is not working for me. And I get it because they've got millions and millions and millions of users on the platform, and then the free version, they're not making any money from them. So I get it. This is a business and I understand. So I'm happy to give my $20 a month for sure.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Also, by the same token, I wonder if our viewers would be interested to know if there are like free versions and paid versions of some of the other ones that we've mentioned. Could anyone on the panel share anything that they know about any of the apps that have been shared today, and whether people who are just starting out to use AI could get on and use and then see if they want to upgrade?
So Insight Voice offers free 7 days and it's open. There's no limited, restricted, any of that. Matt has been amazing. It's completely open. Y'all will be hooked. So he's smart in doing that. Brilliant. Yeah. And then after 7 days, you have to opt into the paid version. He does affiliate marketing, so that can help with that. And then Opus Clips gives you a few minutes free a month. But I bought 40 hours. So I don't have to worry about running through, that quickly and then, just dealing with it. So yes, there are pieces of it, that are open for a little bit or free for a little bit. So if you want to try them out, it is at no cost to you. And I think that's a brilliant way to play around with it.
HelloScribe does the same thing. And HelloScribe is a different AI copyright writer. It can do a lot of different things for you. Like, and it just writes in a different voice. Like Bard is always free. Most all of them will give you like a 7-day trial or some tokens. And each of them does have a different voice. So find one that fits yours a little bit better, or if you've got the cash flow, get more than one, because you might find that you could take it from a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and then you just have something that's absolutely magical.
Amazing. That's really valuable. Thank you.
Sorry, same with Marites. So there's a 5,000 word token for the free version, and then 20,000 for $9. So that's the personal. There's also a pro you can share with somebody else for 100,000 tokens, and then the growth, or the kind of like the franchise version, for $49.
Amazing. That sounds great. I did have one other question, if I may, and it was something that we touched on. I love the way you, Lisa, talked about the ethicalness of us using ChatGPT and AI, and that we are using it as a tool and not getting it to do the job. And I'm come from the creative space. I'm an illustrator and an artist as well as a teacher. And so I'm very interested in, the idea of Midjourney and Canva and the way that you can create images. Now, I would just like, Stacey, you touched on it in your speech. You said you've used it to do book covers. What is the situation in terms of using that to publish a book on? Because I also know that Lisa mentioned that Amazon are now coming in on the space and running the writing through programs to see if it has been plagiarized by ChatGPT or in fact from other documents.
Yeah, my understanding right now is there's no issue. I could be wrong, don't quote me, but there's no issue in the creatives. It is actually in the content of, if you're using KDP or whatever, because what they want is original. And
Yes.
if you're using ChatGPT or Bard or HelloScript, whatever, all AI, to create a children's book after children's book after children's book after children's book, well, the market gets flooded with crap. I mean, in all honesty, right? And so Amazon has a certain image to uphold, and they don't want to be inundated and flooded. And that's the same thing for coaches, consultants, whatever. Don't think that because you've got AI that now you can coach, because
Ooh, she came in hot with that one. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You can't. There is so much more that goes into that. Even if you ran a whole transcription of your client's session into ChatGPT, it does not substitute for the human interaction, for the body nuance that I read, from the tone in your voice that I hear, and I hear what you're not saying, and then I go, hey, question. That's how you know you're in trouble with me.
Yeah.
Not trouble, but I'm zeroing in. So AI will never be able to replace that warmth, that compassion, that empathy. We're getting close to Skynet at that point, so that's scary.
And can I also say, Stacey, just real quick, Lisa, I'm so sorry, but also those of us that help others achieve their goals, those of us who help others to embark on their purpose, please stop telling them in 10 minutes, you can just go on and create your entire program and then go out here and administer it as if it was yours. I can help you to create the basis, right? We can help create structure. We can look at trends. We can get responses, and we can do we do follow-up. But we cannot sit here and keep pretending that the transformation we're giving to our clients is true human transformation. Otherwise, you are simply giving transformation from the matrix. You are not giving transformation from yourself. Stop it.
And from the heart. I mean, we're humans, aren't we? And GPT and AI, as wonderful as they are, they don't have a heart. And they don't have that connection. Absolutely. And I think anybody so go ahead, JB.
Oh, no. It's really interesting because we talk about tone, we talk about style, we talk about voice, we talk about humanity, right? But what we haven't talked about today is how the underlying underpinnings, and I know Andre would know this, of how it works. Computers do not understand words. They do not understand emotions. Everything that happens when we type in a prompt, the AI is converting those letters, those words into ones and zeros, because it only understands ones and zeros, and it's this massively huge inference engine in the back that's trying to infer what the next word is going to look like, or what the next phrase is, or what the next sentence is, or what the next paragraph is. And the problem is a couple of things. One is, and I think we talked about this a little bit earlier, one is that you need to understand the language. There's a significant difference. I can't remember who it was today that we're talking about. She was talking about chat or changing some of her email content, make it be more juicy, right? There's a difference between being juicy and being compelling and being friendly, right? You need to understand how the language works before you start to rely on AI. It kind of goes back to the same thing. If you want to be lazy, hey, you can be lazy. And guess what? Those people who use AI in a lazy format, those are the people who are going to get rolled over, and their jobs are going to go away, and then they're going to complain because this technology is bad. Well, you know what? Get a little bit more proactive, understand how it works, play with it, because it's an extension of who you are. So remember the old thing, we used to talk about this in software development, garbage in, garbage out. Same thing happens with AI. If you think that you're just going to have it do whatever it's going to do, that's what a hallucination is. Hallucination is nothing more than it trying to answer a question by inferring whatever it knows.
And that's going to take some awareness on your part, because if you are not aware, if you have no insight to the tones that you use when you have a normal conversation, you're not going to be able to input that into any AI and get you back. So you've got to be self-aware and have that insight of like, who am I? Am I compassionate?
No.
Am I authoritative? Am I confused when I speak? Am I confusing? Am I, collaborative? Am I like, you have to know who you are. And so you got to sit with yourself, and if you don't know, ask your friends, because they'll be able to tell you. But you have to have that before you do any of this.
Yeah, the next generation of a lot of this is going to be interesting. We're working on a project where ChatGPT and Claude, because I use Claude and I use Bard. So there you go, Valerie. In fact, I use 5 of them to determine running the same prompts through each of the 5 different languages, and each of them have a different response. Each of them does. And so the question ends up being, from a security and a trust perspective, because Lisa's absolutely right. If you don't really establish what your policy is up front, then people will not understand what you stand for. So, we had to sit down and I'm a philosophy major and I majored psychology and all that kind of stuff. So the very first thing that I did is I said, how do we ethically use this? Well, we set up a policy, and there's a whole set of statements and agreements and commitments that you have to determine for yourself how you're going to use it. And here's what I would say: within the next 6 months, for those of you who are watching and the rest of the panel as well, if you have your own policy, AI policy, that fosters and engenders trust, you can use that as a significant market plank in your platform that distinguishes you from anybody else. Because guess what? You can say, truthfully, this is what you stand for. This is how we're going to use AI. You can go to those other people, but those are the lemmings. Those are the ones who are going to fall off the cliff because they're just using AI. We don't do that. Here's what we do. Here's how we're going to use it, and here's how we're going to use it in your situation. So it's going to be in the next 6 months. We're already seeing some of that happening. I'm working with IBM right now. The Watson Group is great in putting together some of these things. McKinsey at the very high level is doing the same thing. And we're bringing that information down to the small business owner, because you all need to understand how to utilize this. We can't just willy-nilly think, oh, just use it properly, because people won't. They just won't. They want that easy button, right?
Yeah, the easy button. That is powerful stuff. Thank you for sharing that. I'm really glad we had this.
Sorry, can I have a little build?
Absolutely.
That's actually also why neuro-linguistic programming, the other side of the other NLP, is important, because the first step, at least in my, in the way that I help with my clients, is values elicitation. Values elicitation and understanding meta programs. It may sound, jargon-like for others, but it really is about what JB mentioned, understanding what you stand for, what your values are. Is it family? Why is it family? Is it about courage? How can you talk about courage? How do you input that in your prompts, in your AI, in your images, etc.? Because that's what will make you different. Because if everybody else is using AI, then we might sound all the same. We're not at all different anymore. So you have to really know who you are, what you stand for, and what you really believe in. And that's what will make you stand out.
Yep.
Well said.
And using those in stories all the way through. It starts at that very, very, very beginning, understanding values, vision, mission. Then it connects into ideal client. Then it talks about the decision maker, because their persona, how they view themselves, you're going to have to communicate to them and meet with them, right? So if you don't do all of these things to build your business, then what's likely going to happen is that you're going to have to redo it over and over and over again, and that's a waste of time. We have a limited amount of time to get into the marketplace. Now you can continue to flounder, and that's okay, or try it and do it yourself, or you got a bunch of people here who can help you make it happen.
Absolutely. 100%. What a group of people we actually have here sitting on the panel today. I feel like all of your stories and your talks interwove into each other so beautifully, and we've covered so much information this afternoon. I'm just extremely grateful to you all for being part of this Global Speakers Talk Summit. We are absolutely honored that you were here with your presence today and sharing so much with us. We hope that you'll all stay in contact as well. I would certainly love to talk to each of you and have my personal questions answered aside from this summit, because I still have a list here. And I also want to invite our audience as well to put their questions in the comments even after this is finished. Don't forget to put #replay so we know that you watched us. And if you have joined us live, we're very grateful that you were here with us, enjoying this afternoon, or wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is. But we have had a wonderful afternoon today here in the UK, where I am listening to these incredibly knowledgeable people and their expertise. So all that's left today is to say thank you so much for my wonderful panel. I'm just going to put you on the gallery shot here. You have been fantastic, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. And audience, please connect with them. Everything will be in the chat for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching Global Speakers Talk. Check out Global Speakers Live community and see what we can offer you. Until next time, we hope you'll be here for our 34th Summit of Global Speakers Talk next month. Thank you so much, speakers. You are phenomenal. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.